People use Gen AI to make artworks and images for a variety of reasons. Some people it's because I don't know how to draw, and some people it's because I don't know, you are an author and you want a cover for your book. And another reason that some people do it is because they don't draw, they're not an artist, but they want the claim and the accolades and the feel good feelings of people telling you, oh my gosh, your artwork is so good. And I think this is what's happened here. This is posted on Twitter by user Min or Min Loves X, and Min writes, and this was translated from Portuguese. It says, "It's really sad to see people taking AI generated artwork and promoting it as if it were their own. Somebody sent this as fan art during my live stream, their artwork, and said they had drawn it. Even thanked everybody for the compliments while taking credit for the work." Kind
Sim.
of the video of Min looking at this, and
Olha aqui.
I'm guessing it's probably in
Por que que a
Portuguese.
minha blusa tá desse jeito?
I don't
Tá
understand
vendo isso
Portuguese,
aqui?
so I'm not gonna pretend that I know what she's saying here. But she does kind of just like look over the artwork and highlight different elements of it. I think a very interesting one to look at here is like, if you look at this piece, right? It is a very, very textured piece. It's very, very textured. But then you look at the face and it has like the very standard, stereotypical like AI look. And again, I'm gonna say this with heavy disclaimers because like AI steals from real people and real artists. So there are obviously humans that draw like this because AI stole from them. Most definitely, that's what happened, right? But there's just elements of here that look very interesting. I don't know if she has a mole on her nose or not, but if she does not, that would be an interesting choice. The septum ring is not placed in the proper location. It's like placed lower than the actual nostrils and where the nostrils would be. It's just awkward placement. One thing that's always very interesting with like AI generated images is that there is like a lot of color that would be used when there may not be a reason to use that many colors. Like this painting of the face is very front on, and the eyes are actually two different colors. This one is more brown and this eye is more pink. It's not like an intentional heterochromia, right? Does not look like the streamer also has heterochromia where your eyes are two different colors. It just kind of looks like AI, chose a bunch of random colors, which is why they're close enough, but not actually the same color. And again, this eyebrow and this eyebrow are also not the same color. Maybe it's an artistic choice. Some people maybe with overlays and things that alters the colors. The earring, I don't know if she has an earring that looks like an upside down U locked in on the bottom like that. If she does not, be a bit interesting of a choice here. A big thing that is also very interesting is in the streamer's background. It looks like she has like a really, really tall cat scratcher with some ivy roped on it, or maybe it's like a pillar with some ivy on it. And it looks so interesting here because this is not ivy, but it looks like it was like attempted to be ivy, but instead it ended up as some like abstract shapes in the background by the pillar. And the streamer was mousing over this area of the clothing here. The sweater is very interesting. How it's like cut like this and then it goes diagonal like maybe she has like an asymmetrical top that has like a shoulder cut out like this. If not, that would be a very unique clothing item to be wearing. The big oddity though is the septum ring that is not anywhere placed properly in the face. And then again, we have like strands of hair intersecting straight into the eye like this. And Min adds, I try to believe until the very last moment the person is telling the truth. But man, what a disappointment. I think it's the third time they've done this to me. And what an ugly thing to do. Heartless. To go through the trouble of saying you worked on it and to deliver and sell it as if it were yours. AI is meant to help people. That was the intention. It doesn't create, it is not art. Please don't do that. I'm disappointed, really. Another commenter adds, lately I've been seeing people asking for feedback on AI images as if they did something beyond just generating the image. I can't figure out if they do this to get attention or if they need to know some different prompt in order to improve something. Another user adds, asking AI to make fan art of you is the same as saying, quote, screw this person I want to honor. I'm not gonna waste my time making something from the heart with my effort and my unique way of doing things, end quote. And even worse, wanting to take credit for something you only requested. And another user adds, this is ridiculous. I've already run into several like this, taking credit for stuff that AI did, even selling AI things, while those who create and grind to design stuff are having to give their lives to live off of what they love. Another person adds, man, it's not enough to just be AI. The person still brags about having done it and says it took work. Bro, I hate that so much. I just think it's always very interesting because, like, what would be the point of doing that? You send a generated image being like, I made this. Look at all the time and effort it took me to make it. I hope you love it. My favorite streamer. And if the streamer, if they don't know art, so they fell for it, which I don't blame them at all if that was the case, right? If you don't know art, you're not going to really be able to recognize it. And they're like, oh, wow, your art is so good. You know, deep down, you didn't make it. So you know the accolades and the praise they're giving you for your work is not actually legitimate because you didn't do it. That would be like the equivalent of like you go to, I don't know, a bakery and you buy a cake and you lie and you tell everybody you made it. And everyone's like, "Oh my god, your cake is so good, this is so delicious." Like, deep down, you did not make that cake. So every accolade you get, like, every praise you receive, you don't feel like that's fake? That wasn't something you did. It's just very interesting, and what's also even more interesting is in the quote retweets, and I'm not gonna show any specific ones, but there's some people who were, like, quote retweeting this, being like, "Oh, well, as a streamer, you're so ungrateful for not thanking them for the work they did, because, like, AI or not, they still took the time to make something for you." I don't think it goes like that. I don't know. Maybe you guys have a different opinion, but, like, I don't think you should be grateful for somebody giving you something if the thing they gave you was, like, built off of theft, you know? Like, I don't know, if somebody gives you, like, a Gucci bag and they're like, "Here's a Gucci bag, I know you're gonna love it," and you're like, "Oh my god, I love it," and they're like, "By the way, I stole it," you're probably not gonna be happy about that gift anymore, no? Because you're like, "Wait a sec, I don't condone theft. I don't want something that's stolen. I'm not okay with you doing this," and they're like, "Well, I stole it for you, so why aren't you grateful?" It's just so odd, man. I don't know, but I'm curious about your thoughts. If you receive a gift and it's an AI generated image, how would you feel about that? Because me personally, I would do not generate images of me. I would be very unhappy. But to end this on some positive note, this is an example of what social media can do for an artist's career. This is a post made by user 5Garrett. And they almost have like 40K on Twitter, so they have a good following. And they're basically quote retweeting somebody's art piece. It was a piece they made February 9th, a fan art of Blood Moon and Kali. It's a skin from League of Legends if you guys play. I'm a Jinx main. Kali's so hard to play against as Jinx, because she goes invis. And just one-shots me. Yay. But Five writes, one more heavily underrated artist spotted. This level of skill, 151 followers. Unacceptable. Can we help? Yes, we can. And this was literally posted today. It was posted 12 hours ago. March 6th. It's already almost at 3,000 likes. And would you look at that? The artist went from 151 followers to 2,600. Wow. And somebody comments Riot Games hire that person now. And Lee writes, thanks. Beautiful. So, anyways, I just wanted to highlight something positive and how, you know, social media and stuff like this can be used for good to build up an artist's career by highlighting some exceptional talent that is completely been underrated, right? Because 151 followers for this level of skill. I'm glad they're growing thanks to this post. So I'll also have them linked down below if you would like to go and check them out. And with that, if you guys like this video, I appreciate it. If you like and subscribe, don't send hate to anybody. Check me out on Etsy. I have digital art there for streamers and creators. I also have a coffee with free resources like a free sponsorship guide. And I stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays and Saturdays at 6 p.m. and Thursdays at 7:30. So I hope to catch y'all there or in another video. Peace.